What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Seahawks Now, your home for all things daily Seahawks news, rumors, and updates. I'm your host, Levi, and of course today we have some more things to talk about with Trey Hendrickson. The rumors continue swirling, and I question, could Seattle bite? Plus, we talk about 5 players who might be on the chopping block, 5 players who might be in their last season in Seattle, and finally we discuss an article that suggested that the NFC West might actually have the best quarterback group in the conference. And we talk about if I agree with that and if that's true or not. All that and more right here today on Seahawks Now. But first, if you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe down below if you don't want to miss another breaking news upload. All right, today we talk about Trey Hendrickson once again. I feel like I talk about this player every single day, and that's because I almost pretty much do. But when there's a player who might be available who is as good as Trey Hendrickson at this point in the offseason, you have to talk about him. That's how good he is. He commands the conversation. I want to talk about Trey Hendrickson because I want him in Seattle. And you guys know this if you watch the channel. You know that I'm a big fan of Trey Hendrickson. You know that I really like his game. You probably know that I think he's one of the 8 best pass rushers in the NFL, alongside guys like TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, Chris Jones, Nick and Joey Bosa, Max Crosby, and Micah Parsons. Those are the guys who are in his class. He is that caliber of an athlete. And those guys have all gotten paid, right? Except for Micah Parsons, who we'll wait and see what that contract ends up being. But most of those guys have gotten paid, right? Crosby got paid, and the Seahawks apparently did ask about his availability as well. Bosa's been paid. Myles Garrett got paid. TJ Watt has been paid once. He'll probably be paid again. So, yeah, I mean, those are the highest quality pass rushers in the league, and Trey Hendrickson's right there with him. He wants to get paid just like that. The Bengals don't want to do it. They continue to lowball him. They're offering around $28 million. Hendrickson wants to go well over $30 million. He wants probably $35 million. And when there's a $7 million per year difference, if that's a 4-year contract, all of a sudden you're looking at $30 million on the table. That's a lot of money for Trey Hendrickson to be losing if he stays in Cincinnati. And so the question becomes, is he going to hold out? And if so, will they trade him to a team that does want to pay him? I'll tell you what, if I was John Schneider, I would be biting at my chops to go out and get this player. He is that good. He's just an elite athlete. He changes the game. When he's in it, he actually makes it 10 times harder for the opposing quarterback. I mean, this is how you win. This is how you win Super Bowls, is by having an elite pass rush. I think we've talked about this before. I mean, look at how did Philadelphia beat Patrick Mahomes? They had an elite pass rush. And when you have that elite pass rush, what you're able to do is you're able to get inside the mind of the quarterback. Star quarterbacks only struggle against really, really good pass rushes. We saw it with Tom Brady. We saw it with Mahomes. We've seen this before, right? If you don't have an elite pass rush, good luck beating Stafford, right? I mean, good luck beating Stafford. Good luck beating Jalen Hurts and the Eagles in the playoffs. Good luck beating Jared Goff. Jared Goff's one of those guys who, if you have a great pass rush, you can make him look terrible. But if you don't have a good pass rush, you make him look elite. He's one of the, I mean, it's weird because I think Jared Goff's somewhere in the middle, but if you're playing the Lions in the playoffs, how are you going to beat them? You got to have a good pass rush, or else Jared Goff is going to dice the field. And that's what he does, right? Jared Goff cooks unless he's under pressure, and then he's terrible. It's the same as Matt Stafford. It's the same as anyone. Brock Purdy, for that matter. Brock Purdy's great when there's not a strong pass rush coming at him, but as soon as you got 2 or 3 guys in his face, Brock Purdy crumbles. And that's how quarterbacking works, right? It's hard to play quarterback. It's way, way harder when Trey Hendrickson is coming off the left side of the pass rush and is getting in your face on every single play, which is, by the way, that's exactly what he does. I really like our unit. I'm not trying to throw shade at the guys we have on our line. I think Boye Mafe is really good. I think Derek Hall is still breaking out. I really like Leonard Williams, and I really like Byron Murphy, those two up the middle. They play a big role in creating opportunities and creating lanes for the pass rushers. I think Uchenna Nwosu is great when he's healthy, and I think DeMarcus Lawrence can also contribute when he's healthy, if he can stay healthy. But if you add Trey Hendrickson, all of a sudden, you're talking about one of the best, maybe one of the 3 or 4 best pass rush units in the league. And for me, as a guy who ultimately, I want to see the Seahawks win the Super Bowl, right? I want to see them have the highest level of success that is possible for them to hit. and that is a Super Bowl championship. So the way I look at it is, yeah, we do need to get Trey Hendrickson in Seattle because that's going to make this team better. It's going to give this team a better chance of winning, and I'm all for it. All right, let's move on to a recent article I saw, 5 Seahawks who could be on their last year in Seattle. Now, this actually is 5 starters. It's according to A to Z Sports, written by Kyle Krabs yesterday. He says, who are the players with the muddiest futures? Here are 5 prominent Seahawks starters who may be elsewhere in 2026 for their own unique reasons. First off, he lists Noah Fant. Yeah, I could see it. He's in the last year of his contract. He signed a $21 million contract extension last spring, and then he had a really bad season. Obviously, we just drafted a tight end in the second round, Elijah Arroyo. We also have A.J. Barner, who was a rookie last year, and I think he played pretty well. So, if you ask me, the duo of Barner and Arroyo probably is what the Seahawks are hoping to go with after this season. I don't think you're going to give Fant another extension. Maybe if Fant has a great year, really balls out with the Seattle Seahawks this season, maybe they get him on a kind of a 1-year prove-it deal, but I really don't see it happening with Noah Fant. I think his career is probably in the twilight era of his career. Next up, they say Abraham Lucas, right tackle. Obviously, last year he was not activated until November. He missed quite a few games. He actually missed double-digit games back-to-back seasons. And this guy thinks that 2025 is a do-or-die contract year. Now, they have not picked up his 5th-year contract, and obviously he does have some medical red flags. But when he's healthy, he's good. So I do think that, again, I think that this is probably a guy who the Seahawks do pick up that 5th-year option. But I might be wrong, and maybe at some point they do end up having to make that hard call and get rid of him. They're definitely not going to want to pay him big bucks if he can't prove that he can stay healthy. But I do think he's a guy you want on the team because when he's healthy, he's good. He's a very valuable contributor, probably your second-best lineman when healthy. Next up, they have Kenneth Walker III, running back. He says, this is not a talent issue. Let's be clear about that. But it is, of course, the injury issue. And again, he's on an expiring contract, no contract extension. The Seahawks have kind of stockpiled at running back in previous drafts. They have Zach Charbonnet, they have Kenny McIntosh, and they also have the newly drafted Damian Martinez out of Miami. However, I'll say this, if you get rid of Kenneth Walker, you better go into next offseason getting another running back because I don't think Zach Charbonnet is going to carry your run game on his own. I think Charbonnet's a great third down back. I think he's filled in really nicely when K9 was injured, but I cannot see Charbonnet as an everyday first down running back. I just don't think that is in his character. So I think if you do get rid of Kenneth Walker, you probably are going to have to go out and get another running back, maybe in the draft or maybe you sign somebody. But I can see them again. K9's great, but again, a lot of injuries, which is maybe going to cause some concern for why you don't want to extend him. Next up, he lists Uchenna Nwosu, edge defender. Obviously had that breakout season in 2022, but he's missed 11 games in 23, and then he missed 11 more games in 2024. Ended up taking a $7 million pay cut to stay in Seattle this year. He is under contract with the Seahawks next year, but he'll need to stay healthy if he wants to earn that contract. He is owed $11 million next season, and if he can't stay on the field, it's tough to justify paying him because you do have guys like Boye Mafe, Derek Hall, and potentially Trey Hendrickson. I don't know, maybe. But yeah, you have other pass rushers who are younger, who are probably better at this point, and who can stay healthier, and you're going to need to pay them as well. So maybe Nwosu could be the odd one out if he doesn't play really well this season. And finally, we have Kobe Bryant, safety. The worry with Bryant has nothing to do with medical flags. He says there's no concern about poor value to his contract either. The concern here is that Bryant, as an emerging standout, may price himself out of Seattle's market when it's all said and done, given the other names needing contracts in the secondary. Yeah, I mean, Kobe Bryant, the other thing about Kobe is that while he is going to probably be a starter this year, I'm not sure if he'll be a starter going forward because they did draft Nick Emenwari in the second round, and they clearly really like him. So will Kobe Bryant stick around as a starter? Probably not. I don't know. But if he plays really well, then you can just make it pretty easy because if other teams are going to pay him more, that's fine. You already have Emenwari there as your backup plan. So yeah, I kind of agree with all this, honestly. I can definitely see a world where all 5 of these guys aren't in Seattle. The guy I think has the best chance of sticking around would definitely be Abraham Lucas. and then probably also Nwosu just because he is under contract. All right, I want to touch on one last thing. The NFC West was ranked by NFL.com as the second best division for quarterbacks in the NFL. And I'm kind of curious about this. You know, they ranked the AFC West as the best division because obviously Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and then they do really like Geno Smith, I guess. But they have the NFC West as the best division in the NFC, and honestly, I'm not sure if I agree. You know, looking at the NFC East, I feel like the East might actually be better. Jalen Hurts just won a Super Bowl. Dak Prescott, statistically always among like the top 5 or 6 quarterbacks in the league when he's healthy. And Jaden Daniels just won Rookie of the Year and might be better than both of them by this time next year. We might be talking about Jaden Daniels as the best quarterback in that division. Obviously, the Giants do kind of bring down that score because, you know, who's going to be their starter? It's either Russ or maybe they go with the rookie. I'm not sure what they're going to do in New York, but obviously, yeah, the Giants do bring down that conference a little bit. But I still think the overall heights with Daniels, Hurts, and Dak Prescott, that's 3 top 10 quarterbacks in the league. Meanwhile, the NFC West, I'm not sure if any of these guys in the West are top 10 quarterbacks. I mean, I like to think Darnold is, and I think Stafford, when he's healthy, is, although injuries are definitely a concern with him. Brock Purdy, I definitely don't think is, and Kyler Murray, I don't know where he stands. I mean, Kyler is just one of the more bipolar players in the league. He'll have a great game, and then the next week he'll look like he probably shouldn't even be in the league. So I'm not sure if I necessarily agree with this, but I do appreciate the love to Sam Darnold. They do admit, the NFL did admit that this division probably was the most volatile because of injury concerns with Stafford and the other 3, Purdy, Kyler Murray, and Darnold. You're worried that, you know, they could just turn into a pumpkin on any given day and just not play well at all. And I kind of agree. All right, everybody, with that being said, we're going to wrap this video up for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel down below and hit that bell for notifications so you never miss another breaking upload. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and as always, until next time, go Seahawks.